2019 is probably going to be the year of the Super Mini because there's going to be new Renault Clio, the Vauxhall Corsa, and this, the new Peugeot 208. And it's a good looking car, isn't it? Especially in this vibrant yellow. Now what's new? Well, the whole design is new, but it's very clearly a 2 Series model. Let's start at the front, and you've got this very distinctive day running light design with this strong vertical day running light design, straight from the new 508. Talking of the 508, there's the badge right on the front there. The chrome grille, huge amount of road presence this car has got. And as we move along the side, we've got these wheel arch extensions designed to make the car look more sporty. But it's at the back here where it looks particularly good. Can you see what this car resembles? It's clearly the 205, a car that is held in such high regard at Peugeot for its design purity. And this C-pillar here harks back to that car, as does the rear end, because it's the stance. It looks so wide and it's got such good road presence. Let's hop inside. Now, whilst the outside may hark back to the classic 205, in here it's very clearly a modern Peugeot. Now, Peugeot's interiors get better with every single car. We should have been expecting this from the 508, but the 208 takes things to the next level. The build quality in this car is absolutely brilliant. This is an early pre-production car, so there's a few things in here which actually won't make production, but overall, the quality of the plastics, the leather, the stitching is all very beautifully put together. It's also nicely designed. Look at this row of buttons here. Just brilliant. Actually, this is actually worth talking more about here because you've got a row of shortcut buttons here. They link up to this 10-inch touchscreen here. That 10-inch touchscreen is only available on mid-level models and above. Entry-level cars have a 7-inch screen. But it's a really easy system to use, actually, and one particularly nice feature with it is there isn't a home button. If you want to return to the home screen, you use 3 fingers and it takes you back and you can go into navigation, all the different functions. It's a really clear system to use and it looks fantastic. Now, it's hooked up to Peugeot's iCockpit system, but this is the next generation level of iCockpit. It's called iCockpit 3D, and the 3D gives a clue of what this system is all about. There's one big TFT screen with a mirroring function. You've got this really cool 3D look to it, and you can cycle through the menus in the typical fashion which we've come to expect with the 3008 and the 508, and the whole thing works really beautifully. Other things, well, this particular feature I like. If you just press that down, you can put your phone in there. Obviously, as you'd expect, there's a wireless charging pad, but this is the thing I really like about it. There's a little ledge here allowing you to put your phone on the little ledge there so you can still use it as your map or whatever. So it's really easy to use by putting it on that ledge. Storage-wise, well, there's a big cubby here, 2 cup holders. The glove box here looks pretty large on this French car, but of course, once it becomes right-hand drive, it will be smaller because, of course, French cars tend to have the fuse box in there. But generally speaking, this interior is an absolute triumph. The Ford Fiesta and the VW Polo should be ashamed of their interiors because the 208 is stunning. Let's hop in the back seats. In the back, and the good news turns into a little bit of bad news because there's not a huge amount of space back here. That seat is set up in my driving position and I'm just over 5'10", and I've got just the right amount of knee room. Headroom is okay, but I think if you're over 6 foot, you may struggle back here. But the quality of the fixture and fittings back here is really nice. There's 2 USB charging ports down here as well. I think you'd probably struggle to fit 3 people back here as well. But, I mean, this is a small Super Mini after all, and there are quite a lot of Super Minis which have got similar levels of space, so Peugeot shouldn't be too worried at all. Let's just hop in the boot. The 208 does redeem itself with quite a large boot. If you lift up the tailgate, You've actually got a really nice size boot, nice and square. There is a bit of a drop down into the boot, but for a Super Mini, that is a pretty good size. You'll be able to pick from 4 engines, a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol with 74, 99 and 128 brake horsepower, and there's a single 99 bhp 1.5 litre diesel. There's also an E208, a fully electric version with a 211 mile range. It has a 50 kilowatt battery which sends power to a 134 bhp electric motor, and an 80% recharge takes just half an hour. All versions, petrol, diesel and electric, will be available from the car's launch later this year, and you can expect a small increase over the current 208's £14,900 starting price. What do you think to it? Let us know in the comments below.